At 4:45 in the morning on September 1st, 1939, 1.5 million German soldiers crossed the Polish border. There was no warning, no declaration of war, just steel, fire, and speed. This was Blitzkrieg, lightning war. With this, Poland was facing an impossible onslaught. To understand what happened, you need to picture Poland's nightmare geography. Germany didn't just border Poland from the west. After taking Czechoslovakia in March 1939, Germany now surrounded Poland on three sides: north, west, and south. This meant that even before the war began, Poland was already caught in the trap. And Adolf Hitler knew it. Hitler called the invasion plan Fall Weiss, Case White. The goal was simple: destroy the Polish military so quickly that Britain and France couldn't react in time. He had 62 divisions, over 2,400 tanks, and nearly 2,000 aircraft are ready to go. Poland had courage, but courage alone doesn't stop panzer tanks. Then, on September 1st, the offensive truly began. The German Luftwaffe hits first. The Luftwaffe targets Polish airfields, hoping to destroy their planes on the ground. But the Poles are ready. They've already moved their operational combat aircraft to hidden auxiliary bases. For days, outnumbered Polish pilots fly into combat and fight back heroically, but soon the overwhelming German air power begins to wear them down. After the initial air attacks, the tanks roll in. Two massive German army groups advance simultaneously. Army Group North pushes down from Prussia. Army Group South drives up from Silesia and Slovakia. These forces aren't moving in a straight line. Instead, they form a pincer, curling inward, aiming to trap everything inside. Despite this, the Poles fight back hard. And this part often gets forgotten. The Polish army was not a pushover. They launched fierce counterattacks. At the Battle of Mokra on the very first day, Polish cavalry and infantry used effective anti-tank capabilities to inflict heavy losses on German armored divisions. Yet isolated victories couldn't stop the overwhelming weight of what was to come. September 3rd arrives. 2 days have passed since the invasion began. Britain and France declare war on Germany. For a moment, Poland exhales. Help seems to be coming. Except, in reality, it isn't. Britain and France do almost nothing. No major offensive, no real pressure from the West. Poland fights alone. Meanwhile, the German advance picks up speed. Blitzkrieg isn't just about tanks charging forward, it's about coordination. In this coordinated assault, tanks punch through weak points in the line. Motorized infantry floods in behind them. Dive bombers, the screaming Stuka, hit supply lines, bridges, and command posts. The Poles can't communicate fast enough. Orders arrive late, units get cut off, and the front line doesn't break. It dissolves. By September 8th, just 1 week in, German tanks reach the outskirts of Warsaw. 1 week. That's how long it took. But here is where the story becomes extraordinary. The Battle of the Bzura River. September 9th. 19th. A large Polish force, the Pozna Army and Pomeranian Army, launches a massive counterattack against the exposed German flank near the Bzura River. It stuns the Germans. Completely. For days, the Poles have been pushing back. They inflict serious casualties and force a German retreat in several sectors. General Tadeusz Kuczerzyba leads his men with everything they have. It's the largest Polish military operation of the entire campaign. For a moment, just a moment, it seems as if Poland might actually do something remarkable. But soon, the Germans react fast. They redirect massive reinforcements. Luftwaffe bombs hammer the Polish columns day and night, and the encirclement tightens like a fist. By September 19th, the Bzura pocket collapses. Over 100,000 Polish soldiers are captured after fighting to their absolute limit. The counterattack had been heroic, but it was, inevitably, over. Then, on September 17th, another devastating blow falls. Just when Poland thinks things cannot possibly get worse, they do yet again. The Soviet Union invades from the east. Publicly, the Soviets claimed they were protecting civilians. Secretly, they had already drawn a line right down the center of Poland via a secret pact with Hitler, carving up the nation before a single shot was even fired. The Polish government had been planning to hold out in the southeast, in a region called the Romanian Bridgehead, and wait for Allied help. But that plan dies on September 17th. Crushed from the west, then the north, south, and now the east, Polish commanders face an impossible reality. The Polish commander-in-chief, Marshal Edward Rydz-Migi, orders troops not to engage the Soviets directly unless fired upon. The goal now transitions from defense to survival. Now, the priority becomes getting as many soldiers out as possible. Thousands of Polish troops escape into Romania and Hungary. Many will eventually reach Britain and France, and they will fight again, in the skies over England, in the deserts of North Africa, on the beaches of Normandy. Poland is beaten, but Poland is not finished. September 25th. More than 3 weeks into the campaign, the Black Monday bombing of Warsaw begins. The Luftwaffe begins one of the most intense aerial bombardments of a city in history up to that point. 400 aircraft pound the Polish capital. 1,150 tons of bombs. Fire everywhere. With water mains destroyed, hospitals hit, and civilians trapped, the city is plunged into chaos. Despite everything, Warsaw holds out for 3 more days. Finally, on September 28th, after weeks of brutal siege, Warsaw was forced to surrender. Just 27 days after it all began, the capital falls. Even then, isolated pockets of the Polish army continue fighting fiercely into October, with the final organized units holding out until October 6th. But the nation's fate is sealed. The human cost was staggering. Over 66,000 Polish soldiers died in combat. Hundreds of thousands were captured, and tens of thousands of civilians were killed. Germany, for its part, lost roughly 16,000 men killed in action, with total casualties climbing toward 50,000. This was far more than Hitler expected. Poland had hurt them badly. The maps had been redrawn in blood. What came next for Poland was even darker: occupation, atrocities, and concentration camps built on occupied Polish soil. This led to the near-total destruction of Polish Jews and 6 years of horrors that would take millions of lives. The 5-week campaign was just the opening act of a war that would ultimately kill over 70 million people worldwide. Through it all, Blitzkrieg had shown the world something terrifying. Modern war could be total, fast, and utterly merciless. The spine of Polish resistance was broken within a month. But it took 6 more years, and the lives of millions, to finally stop the force that destroyed it.